Mr. Chin, thank you so much for chatting with us tonight. To start us off, could you just perhaps give us a quick overview of your interest in Guyana? Why Guyana?
Well, you know, I was born in Guyana. That's what mainly the main reason. I also left in. I was 8 years old. I went to Trinidad, and I suppose in my businesses have developed over time to I just do pretty okay. And I just felt that looking around in the Caribbean, because basically I've always only been in the Caribbean, to see what other things I can do. And of course, with Guyana, before the oil finds, was a struggling country, as I think you all know that. And we felt that even with 800,000 people, that what we had offered in terms of entertainment and social little types of enterprises could work. And people in this part of the world I know are deprived of having those sort of facilities. And we felt, let's do something. You know, I was born here, maybe we can invest in, and hopefully it will turn out to be okay.
Right. So Movietowne, we're at the Movietowne Mall. Movietowne is something quite big in Trinidad, and this is the first one here in Guyana. What has the sort of response been like, in your opinion, to Movietowne here in Guyana?
Well, of course, you're right. We started, but everybody against us didn't believe that a Movietowne would work and that kind of concept. And of course, we revolutionized that part of the business in terms of cinema going, in terms of entertainment, because we're more than just movies. So we came to Guyana, and unfortunately, as I said, we started opening in March of 2019. And if ever you wanted the most disaster start to it, you would do March of 2019, because as we opened, we were pushed into an election year. And it was not a simple election in Guyana. I got to learn a little bit about Guyana politics. And that took us all the way down to the end of 2019 with all the controversies and the changing of the guard, so to speak. And it was very, very obviously heated and controversial. And a lot of people, especially the Guyanese, were a little hesitant, a little concerned, didn't know what was going to happen, whether there would be a lot of unrest and so on. So the mall suffered in the sense that there was not much that people would want to venture out to. And the movies were also suffering because people just didn't want to go out to socialize due to the tenseness of the situation. And then, of course, we ended 2020, and boom, we ended one of the most, I suppose, destructive social elements in terms of the pandemic. If ever you wanted something to destroy socialization, you would look at COVID-19. And that's exactly what happened. So from the early part of February 2020 into March, things closed down more or less, and there was a lot of concern. And we basically faced up with a lot of loosening up a little bit into where we are now in September 2021. So it has been a very challenging journey. And the reason I'm here was after 2 years, because I haven't been here since the opening, to talk to all our tenants and all those employees and managers who have really stuck it out. Reduction in salary, reduction in hours, poor traffic, all the things that would make their investment kind of be questionable. So we came to show them that, we had only been at the opening 60% ready, that there's a lot more to be done. And the magic of Movietowne is going to come back. Thank God we've opened the cinemas now in the last week or so. And we are starting to see a lot more people come out. The movies aren't too bad. And they're attracting a crowd. We got the food concessions. The president was more than understood our situation, and he decided, yes, after we showed our operations were pretty good, protocols were in place, people were basically relatively safe. He decided, well, let's go ahead and offer the popcorn, and that has made a big difference. So basically, we are now on the road to a rebuilding phase. We are very positive, very, very confident that once we get all the necessary things into place, the infrastructure, we've had a lot of construction issues, then the mall will start to find itself. And I am very, very optimistic, along with my board, that between now and Christmas, we should start to see a tremendous change in the atmosphere. We are coming to look at things that we have to do to even make that come faster. And I believe in the country. The country has had its ups and downs, but for the first time, we are seeing a lot of positiveness. We're seeing a lot of things happening. Guyana is now blessed with some of the biggest oil finds in the world. And I always make a joke. I said, thank God for Movietowne. We brought the oil for you all, So we want to put all that together, build all these synergies together, and really give the Guyanese people an opportunity to have a first world experience here. It is, as I mentioned many times, the cinemas, the whole environment is a first world environment. You can take Movietowne now and put it in any developed country, and it will definitely stand out. And I know because I've traveled the world looking to ensure that what I brought to Guyana was not a substandard thing. A lot of the competition is substandard, and people will know I want to enjoy the best, right? They are going to realize the prices are no different. They are very, very competitive. And of course, we are going to give you the best popcorn, the best flavors, the best wontons, the best candy, everything to make your experience coming to Movietowne great.
Mr. Chin, can I ask you, you've been confronted with so many challenges. What has kept you going?
Well, you know, one has one life. And some people dream about doing things, and then some people dream and they wake up and do things. And I like to believe that I'm one of those. I love to see out of a bare space, out of a bare piece of land, something great that children would enjoy and people would enjoy. Because life is very short. And as I move on in age, I realize, and I will send a message out to many people, it is very short. Because it zooms by and you realize you wake up one day, but wait a minute, you know, I've reached this age already. How much more do I have? But I enjoy the fact that I can create things and do things. And I've been lucky in the sense that I have a lot of supportive people, a lot of good employees. I couldn't do it without them. And I try to somehow make their lives a little better by ensuring that we examine and we ensure that those who have stuck it out with us are rewarded. But yes, I have an enthusiasm to do things. I love business. I try not to think negatively. I try to convince societies that we need to think positively and do things that at least when we leave this world, you can look back and say, you know, I did something positive.
I want to pick up on something you said. You spoke about the road to recovery for Movietowne. Can you tell us what that will actually look like?
Okay, well, certainly I am not happy with and it's not that there was anything that we could have done here with the circumstances. I was not happy with the final product because it's not a final product yet. I told you we are about 60%. So the road to recovery means trying to create the level of atmosphere, the feeling that all my tenants see business, they see traffic, right? Because that's one of the problems that I don't see enough people here, although it's a buying public that comes here. We don't necessarily want a lot of limers, as used Trinidad parlance. I don't know if that's a Guyanese parlance too. But we want people to come here, enjoy the facilities, enjoy nice bathrooms, enjoy nice shops in good product and good quality, and enjoy that experience. So the road to rebuilding has to be, what do I need to do to take a place that requires maybe better music, maybe better decorations, maybe having things that attract families. As you know, we just constructed and completed our food court, which I realized that Guyanese like to have fast food and eating under those circumstances more so than maybe in-house dining. So we did that right away. I know that there are some shops that they like to come and be able to buy quickly and enjoy at a very economical price. Places like maybe PLS shoes, a lot of other types of stores that are looking for more people to come. So we have to think it out, our marketing people, our signage, what has to be done to really make that happen. And that's what I'm here to come up with the ideas.
Right. So in this whole recovery plan, can we expect to also see some popular, the big names as we say, can we expect more of those here?
Yes, we know that you like brands, Guyanese like brands. And it's not easy because a lot of the brands are owned by a lot of other types of businessmen who have maybe different commitments. Trinidad has a lot of international brands, and we are definitely wooing them to bring these brands to Guyana. So that's happening. That's ongoing. I don't want to announce the names, but we have a number of tenants that have signed on, and the process between now and say late October, early November, they will be coming to fruition with their project. So that's ongoing. As I said, because of the pandemic and all the cutbacks and all the uncertainty, we haven't really been aggressive enough. So in the last 2 days, this is what we've been doing, talking to our staff, giving them the budget to go ahead and spend that money and get things done. Of course, along that lines, we've had to do a lot of repair work. We're suffering a lot of, I didn't realize Guyana has so much rain, but we have been having a lot of leaks and stuff like that, which affect tenant stores, creates damage for their products and so on. So all that is ongoing. In the last, as I said, 2 days, we've given them the go-ahead. And I'll be back here maybe after October, early November, to ensure that what I said wasn't just, saying it. We have to do it. And then I have a few other ideas which I think would also put the icing on the cake.
Speaking about the icing on the cake, there were some reports about a hotel and amusement park.
Yes.
Can you speak about that?
Well, I don't know you have a spy. We have been trying to, and it came on the invitation of the president, to get involved with the hotel development. So we created and got involved with the investors and everything to submit a tender on the lands next door. And it was really called the Riverwalk of Georgetown, which was a copycat of the Riverwalk in San Antonio, Texas, where you have this leisurely river, man-made, and we would put dining outdoors along the river, a lot of other types of attractions, boutique shops, a little museum, and of course the hotel, which was a DoubleTree hotel. Now, I had meetings today with some of the people in government, and there is some controversy with the land. That's probably why I didn't get a response. But it's not dead. So we are going to talk to the various people and see what has to be done so that we can make something like that happen. And the people can enjoy what we have done in Trinidad to some extent with our Movietownes, It's all about integrating all these different ideas and creating the synergies that make people get excited. And I'm told, Guyanese really need things to do. The tide just driving up and down the roads now. They need to go to places. So I said, I love to take on that challenge, so let's see if I can make it happen. I mean, it's all really now just, discussion. I don't know what's going to happen 2-3 months from now, but so far we're seeing a little bit of a easing up on the COVID situation, and if we can get it back to semblance of some normality, I think it can probably happen.
Right. So can I ask, are you set on this investment, or is the investment contingent upon getting this specific land?
No, there's so many opportunities here. As I said, we sit down and talk to the Invest Guyana, Guy Invest, I think Dr. Ram Sarup. We talk to other people involved in investment. And the information and the plans are so exciting, And I said, well, I might be in entertainment, but what's to prevent me from getting involved in an agriculture product? Because we are also in restaurants and food processing. And it would be lovely if I can be able to get raw materials out of Guyana. And so that's something I'm looking at. I may want to challenge myself in many other things that they talked about. Some are obviously too huge and big for me, but certainly to get involved with projects I feel with my team and my consultant and my advisors, we can make it happen, And my advisors are people from the United States. They are big financial institutions, some insurance companies, and some experienced consultants who have worked in major financial institutions and businesses in Trinidad. So we're feeling out. It's been 2 years, as I told you. I'm still trying to find my way, and today was, as I said, it was very, very busy, talking to all these many people from Guyana.
So you've had all of these talks with key players in the in government officials and the business sector.
Yes.
How would you describe the investment climate here at this point in time?
I would say that very, very optimistic, very enthusiastic. But you always have to be careful, and I think this is what I was very happy to hear from the various people I spoke to, that everybody comes now because of oil and they want to get a piece of the action. And they have to be careful that the people you entrusted projects in can deliver are genuine and not just fly-by-nighters. That's a lot of things that times these things happen. So I was very happy with the investment climate in terms of all the opportunities. There is a lot of money made available because it's secured against the resources that you have. And don't get too over yourself, because one of the worst things you want to do is to burn up. You do too many things too quickly, and then you have a problem with inflation, and you have a problem with poor workmanship, you have a problem with corruption, and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm. Right. As I'm winding down, I'm wondering, is there anything that you can tell us at this point in time as it relates to what we can expect in the next few months? Anything that you can tell your customers?
Well, certainly you should see improvement in all the advertising, the signage, the improvement in the shops in trying to ensure that the tenants that we have can deliver and come good. We still have given a lot of our tenants discounts, despite I was told that all the malls are not doing that. But we feel that things are going to be a little tough between now into Christmas. But as things progress and get better, we are certainly going to enhance what we have. My biggest challenge is to get the food court going. There are some things that, as I said, I don't want to talk too much, that will definitely encourage family, to come. When they come here, they must have more variety. I find that I just don't want one shop of one thing. I want a mixture of shops, and basically to give people an experience when they come here. Of course, don't forget the cinemas. We have James Bond at the end of the month, which is been held back many times because of COVID. And the reviews are very, very good. We have a Chinese movie, I forgot the name, that is doing pretty well. We have Spider-Man, and Hollywood is waking back up and trying to get itself, back in order to provide us with all these lovely films that will come out soon. So I think, if I had to, somebody offered me to buy a Movietowne, I wouldn't sell it. Even though it has had its toughness, I think the future 3 to 5 years, this is going to be certainly an icon in the country, if it isn't already.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chin.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you for the interview.